Good afternoon, thank you for joining us. We are The Resistance. On stage we have Ruth Now, Lucy Viver, rapper, Christopher Irons, drummer, and Rhea James,
Hi,
a
guys.
lovely vocalist. I am Embers, Carl Embleton, I am a rapper producer, and we hope you enjoy our music. We hope to get you thinking, enjoying our sounds and words.
Yep,
Enjoy.
definitely.
Hello, my name's Carl Embleton. I'm on the Creative Industries Futures course at ACM on the production pathway. So I'm a producer, but I also rap. My ambition is to become an independent artist. I want to produce and release my own rap songs.
Hello, my name is Ruth Noel. I'm on the Creative Industry course and the Rap and MC pathway.
My name is Christopher Irons. I'm on the drumming pathway on the Creative Industries Futures course.
Hi, I'm Rhea, also known as Rhea James, and I am on the vocals pathway for the Creative Industries Futures course here at ACM Guildford.
The group formed originally when myself and Ruth met in a class of ours. I showed Ruth a track and she really liked it, and then in return showed me one of hers, which I loved. That track is called Decay and you can find it on Spotify. After listening to it, Ruth's track, and deciding that our styles are just so close yet so different, we would complement each other so well and could really make some great tunes. So we decided to use the group project as an opportunity to get together and do that.
We exchanged music, and I think that's the first time we heard each other. And we both came together that way because we really liked each other's styles, and I was like, "You doing 504?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, but I haven't got a group." And he was like, "Me neither, I'm looking for one too." So then it just basically formed from that. Me and him decided to put a group together, and that's where it all began.
I joined Carl and Ruth's group from the recommendation of our producer Carl. Working with Carl has been great. I've already worked with him before, so I was able to get stuck into the project quite easily. Working with new people such as Rhea and Ruth has been great. I've been able to make new relationships as well as discover new skills about them.
Bumped into Ruth, they were like, "We need a singer," and I was like, "Well, I'm on the vocals pathway," and they were like, "Sick." Joined in for a jam session, we really liked each other's vibe, and it kind of just went from there.
Main thing for me is learning how much work to take on and what is manageable. You can't always achieve like the big vision that you have in your mind. You can't get there alone, and you need to learn to ask for help.
Organisation setting of things, like where we're putting everything. I mean, eventually it became very more organised than it did at the start, because we decided to add in like extra folders, specifically share the links and be like, right, you need to put stuff in this folder, stuff in that folder, and they were all labelled so everyone knew where to go to like contribute their own.
Loads of technical issues that we've had to learn along the way, particularly in the recording studios. Trying to set up a live band to rehearse whilst also tracking them in to be recorded was a nightmare, but we got there in the end. In the future, I would plan harder in the beginning. I would think about the roles that are needed and maybe bring in more people to lessen the stress of having to do multiple roles. Because, for example, if we had a more competent producer who could just get on with it, then I could focus on my artistry and lyrics and my performance and maybe come across as a better rapper on the live show.
I think working as a group in a collaborative setting is a really good learning curve for boosting your self-confidence. I'm not one that has a lot of confidence, especially around social settings. So to work well with a group within yourself and to show the best you can and be able to feel comfortable while doing that is a bonus. Even if you have minor or major disagreements within that group, it's important that you kind of overcome them in a maturity level. So there's no awkwardness when coming to performance, because when you perform, you have to really flow and your energies have to be absolutely on point and together in order to put on that kind of show where everyone's like, this band's really worked together to get to where they are.
So I would say my ambitions is kind of to just get out as an artist, as either a solo artist or in a group. I don't really mind because I just love music, and to share my love for music with everybody I interact with, whether that be fans, friends, family, co-workers, possible bosses, managers, the lot. My aim is to kind of just share my love of music with all of those people.
I'll be able to take away from this project is the increasing of my vocabulary. I have been playing new styles which I don't actively listen to, so this has been something that's really benefited to me and will in the long.
We've exceeded in that. We've covered many more roles than just rapper and producer between us.
I think my main message is to get across that no matter what you occur in life, you can achieve what you dream to achieve. Despite the hurdles that are chucked at you in life. From previous experiences and first-hand experiences, I want my music to tell from my struggles how someone can overcome them and that they are not alone in these struggles. I want them to recognise their own strength as well as inspire others to continue on doing what they love to do and spread the love for music, basically.
welcome. When you're ready.
Yeah, Poison, guys. This track's called Poison. Yeah,
Check.
check two.
Lucy Fiver.
Embers.
Poison.
Poison. They feed us 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 poison. That is poison. We will not take no more. Spit that out. Sign in the water. We will not take no more. Spit that out.
We're up, come on, let's get them loose. Hitting with some hard truths, us and them. Move, mics on, what we do. Speak up, coming true. Wake them up to the ruse, let them know to what end they are used.
You mean abusing them systematically and mathematically and putting us in chains?
Yeah, that's right. And now the system's a prison with the slaves living in it. Go on now, spill it.
Aiming for you with the lies in the news. Propaganda got you wearing camouflage bandanas. Twisting up the truth so your mates be shooting at you.
Driving us insane.
Aiming the finger like blame, blame, blame. History and the future becoming the same. How are we not left from our government authority?
Poison,
They feed us. They feeding us. They feeding us. They feeding us poison. They feed us poison. They feeding us poison. They feeding us. We will not take no more. Spit that out. Tank in the water. We will not take no more. Something out. What?
I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. Seeing all these common themes in the media. I watch it and speak and sing like same hymn sheets being given to sing
from above.
Who's pulling those strings, orchestrates what we see and decides RNA, B's, vitamin C, D. It seems you don't see where this leads. Sleeping with the sheep, staying 6 feet back when you try to chat me. Regurgitating what you've seen on TV. Like you signalling so ignorantly preach. Used to wonder how people in Germany letting Nazism breed in 1933. Stood by during war crimes, atrocities. See the misleads, tactics, strategies. Stand out of poison drip fees. Got my own fucking people jabbing at me.
Jabbing at you.
The sea mask on, sleeve up, roll up, roll up. I'll get your class shot, you already have 4. Well, what's 3 more? Unit needs support. Sure your heart can take it, you can be young boy, but your nans won't work unless you had yours. Take that back, so don't come indoors. Get it? So work as normal, if not poor, cool. This ain't forced, but the choice all yours.
They feed us.
They feed us.
They feed us. They feed us. They feed us. They feeding us. They feed us. We will not take no more. Spit that out. Sank in the water. We will not take no more. Spit that out. Sank in the water. Sank in the water.
Sank in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was poison.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second one is called Blaze.
Check.
Check. Blaze.
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 Check.
Blaze.
They'll feel our hurt as the fires burn. It won't be stopped. It will only rage worse.
Blaze, everybody wanna blaze. Raise the roof with the fire embers and the band members. Burn, motherfucker, burn, burn, let it burn. What? Burn, motherfucker, burn, burn, let it burn.
Building up, now it's boiling point.
Yeah.
This has been coming to you far too long. Where it leads seems we'll soon see. People to the street, right, we won't cease.
Bringing no peace,
Everybody's on their knees, begging them to freeze. With the schemes and the scenes.
in the screens, begging please. Everybody
Dreams.
when they sing. Who are you gonna blame for the Hunger Games?
Fighting to the death.
With our last breath, this is our assignment. The government be putting everybody to the test. Is a bulletproof vest. Which country's up next? Silence, sirens, send out the tents. What? Buildings burn. Lost keys in town. When we'll be left. If one of us remains,
There will be
oh.
say goodbye to all you know. The seeds of change sown soon to show. You will
thoughts under attack in a trap of your own back in attacks to create distraction. Crisis acting scripted narratives, still crafted by the masters. This matrix must escape. Corpse on the banks, cap and hood, you make your prey. Treatments out of range, don't cure, medicate. Pay you more to be in pain. You won't wait the red pill too much to take.
All night we will shine, buildings burn, all is lost and the keys in town. When this ends, what will remain? If one of us remains, there will be one there.
Smoke signals in the sky, it's a nice and not be blind. You made the place you lay, you complain if you ain't blind. And we must against the time, resistance disappears. Waves in this way, feeling in this way. What it is is the play, main stage to play. Is it dangerous? Play in the treatment, play. You're a native, play.
Soon we be flying, best you all fall in line.
They might pretend, find you say, intuition. When you insane, resisting, fighting delinquent, play.
What play? Play, play,
Brain licking play, take control of your brain. That's an AIA. Is that still you live or slight parasitic, replicating your visit? Can you pause it, making your image?
on your shine, buildings burn, all is lost and the keys in town. When this ends, what will be left? If one of us remains, there will be revenge.
Blaze!
Blaze.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank
Yeah.
you very much for listening
Thank
to
you.
us. This is Lucy Viber,
Embers.
Bria James,
And Chris on the drums.
Christopher
Chris.
Adams on the stick.
Go on, bro. Go on. Just want to thank you again for the opportunity. Hell yeah. Thank you for watching. And we were the Resistance.
Blaze!
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Amelia Nolan.
Hi, I'm Sophie Metzler.
Hello, I'm Ray Robinson.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm one of the 4 vocalists in our group, and my responsibility was to take over the admin side of the project, to keep everything organised and to keep track of meeting minutes.
So my name's Ray Robinson and I am the drummer in this group. My main responsibility was to be in charge of the rhythm and keep everyone in time and kind of be more kind of MD specifically for the musicians.
My name is Oscar Malcolm, I'm the keys player. My roles and responsibilities were predominantly around the theory side of things. So the keys, the scales of each kind of song, where we could improvise, what we couldn't, and I was helping the melodic instruments.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Spokes and I'm one of the lead vocalists in Don't Stop Believing, and I figured out the majority of the harmonies in that song.
My name is Millie Nolan and my role and responsibility within the group is to be a lead vocalist for the record song.
Hi, I'm Joshua Cowie. I'm the guitarist and lead guitarist, especially on Don't Stop Believing. Mainly worked on the rhythmic side of trying to play more towards the song than it is to be like a stereotypical guitarist, basically.
I'm Suman Gautam, one of the lead singers in our group. My role involved contributing harmony ideas and infusing the performance with my expertise in rock attitude. I also took responsibility for managing the tech and equipment during our rehearsal.
What did I do to impact the project? I researched into the Scary Pockets and found their video of Girl Put Your Records On, which we took as an inspiration for our cover, and I took over the lead on the harmony side of it.
I came up with the idea to start Put Your Records On in a 6/8 feel. We wanted to show our musical capabilities and stand out from the crowd a bit more. 6/8 was a great idea to sound more mellow at the beginning. My main inspiration after that was Scary Pockets, a version on YouTube for the funk vibe, so I replicate what they did in their video with the different drum beats. Funk patterns with 4 on the floor, funky drum fills as well.
I think my biggest impact throughout the project was just keeping morale high. I think my biggest impact was making sure that we could all communicate with each other.
Coming from a metal background, I'm not really necessarily familiar with soul and R&B. I took about a solid week of just studying the funk and R&B soul tracks. I took main inspiration from the Scary Pockets, a rearrangement of Video Records On. And to get my rhythmic side down, I actually studied a lot of funk from like the 70s and 80s, specifically Freak by Lashik.
I did research on the band called Halloween and their Pumpkin Reunion project, where there is a collaboration between two singers and singing together in front of 100,000 people. I took the ideas to perform a single song by two men singers in terms of vocal harmonizing, splitting verse and chorus, and singing together with great showmanship.
What problems did we face and how did we fix them? So our songs were too long at the beginning. We had about 9 to 10 minutes. The brief required 4 to 6 minutes, so we had to cut down on them. We cut out a chorus on Don't Stop Believing and changed the BPM for both songs to increase the speed.
So everyone kind of struggled to play in time with me. We were either slowing down or speeding up, and it was becoming quite irregular. I decided just to put a metronome in my ears for the BPMs for both songs. Specifically for Don't Stop Believing, which was about 130 BPM.
One of the biggest problems we faced was disagreements. Some of us have very big personalities and we like to get our points across. We can be very blunt and it can cause us to lock horns. It can cause a lot of disputes. So I just tried to make sure that we all stayed calm and we could all get our points across calmly.
Originally, each singer was only performing in one song each, so when we realised that we couldn't do this, we then made sure that for each song the singers that weren't originally in it were either playing a percussion, a different instrument, or adding extra harmonies in the backing vocals.
My theory knowledge wasn't the greatest. I took a lot of time to just study just the stylistic nuances of funk and R&B, and the theory, mainly 7th chords and the rhythmic variations.
At first, I wasn't involved on the other song called Put Your Records On, but as an assessment brief, we had to be involved on both songs. So I took the shaker and I did the job of a percussionist on that song.
What did we learn? I learned to be patient with the process and always have a plan B at the start.
But in general, drummers have the best sense of time compared to other musicians. When we were kind of working on the songs, it didn't really gel as much, so that's where we using a metronome, and the other musicians needed assistance with keeping in time with me.
I learned that communication on stage is a very important thing. Keeping in time with the drummer by keeping in non-verbal communication with them, making sure the guitarist knows when they're soloing, give us cues when they're finishing soloing, and just all in all making sure that you're aware of where everyone is on stage.
I learned that working together as a team to make sure everyone's opinions are heard and worked on is one of the most important things to make a group run smoothly.
I learned how to improve my stage presence and my confidence on stage.
Yeah, to working in a professional environment, it's very, very important to keep a level head and to learn to compromise. I didn't want to be an all-imposing force. I basically worked towards the song and the genres.
Don't be afraid to do experiment. Nice. It came okay, and I would say, listen, I learned from this project. Don't be afraid to experiment and trust your team members.
Real girls double dutch on concrete. Maybe sometimes we've got it wrong, but it's alright. The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself someday, somehow. Blue as the sky, somebody lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside. Don't you let those other boys fool you. Gotta love that afro hairdo. Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your record on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. What's more than I can take? Pity for pity's sake. Some nights keep me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When are you gonna realize that you don't even have to try anymore? Yeah. Do what you want to. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Let your head down. Faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Just a small town girl living in her lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. It took a midnight train going anywhere. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Singer in a smoky room. I smell wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share.
The project brief given was that ACM is looking to host a South by Southwest style winter showcase called Winter Live, and is looking for crew members and musical acts to facilitate and manage the show. Our objective is to create 4 to 6 minutes of music to perform in our group band Mach 5. The group consists of James Moore on lead guitar, Reese Woodcock on rhythm guitar, Max Lamont on bass guitar, and our fill-in drummer Rob Povey, who also helped in the writing of the tracks.
Our initial plan for this project was to create a new original song for Winter Live and find a new singer for both the project and our band. Over the course of the project, a lot changed and didn't end up going to plan, but as a group, we did as best as we could despite the issues we faced. Due to our group's small size of only 3 members and our fill-in drummer, we definitely struggled here, and this proved to be quite a massive issue throughout the whole duration of this project, as there was less people to divide the workload between, and that put a lot more pressure on us as a group. There was an overall plan document made at the beginning. We tried to keep track of this each week to help us stay on target. However, we found this difficult at times, but for the most part, this was a helpful tool overall for the project.
Various problems arose during the project, which we had to work on to overcome as a group. One example is that we weren't able to rehearse ACM because there weren't enough rooms available. So, instead, we'd work around this by meeting up at James's house to rehearse using his electric drum kit, and meeting up on days other than Friday to make use of ACM's facilities. Another problem that we ran into was we only had 3 group members. Though we luckily did have a fill-in drummer to help create the tracks, however the fill-in singer we had couldn't do it at the very last minute due to unexpected illness. So as a result, we had to make the tracks instrumental, as we couldn't find a replacement singer soon enough. Another problem was not being able to complete our stage attire quite like how we'd planned. Our initial theme for our songs was Wild West, which meant we had a specific kind of style to prepare for, which we found hard to do when it came to clothing, due to clothes of that time being less easy to come across these days, such as cowboy hats or spurs. So we had to just stick to button-up shirts, jeans, and boots. Another problem faced was that we had to find an effective way to balance the workload between all of our different projects that we were doing at ACM. However, we managed to overcome this by setting aside meetup times that worked for everyone so we could dedicate them purely for focusing on this unit. Lastly, if members of the group were unsure of what to play in certain parts of the song, we would make sure we communicated well as a group, so we could always make sure that we were helping each other out when it came for coming up with ideas for sections to play on certain tracks.
To address the challenges we encountered, we implemented several solutions. Firstly, for the problem of not having enough rehearsal space in Rodborough, we decided to utilise alternative locations, such as having our Friday sessions at my shared house. This allowed us to continue practising and doing our work together despite the initial setback. Additionally, for the lack of a singer, we reached out to a singer to collaborate with us. Unfortunately, illness meant he couldn't perform with us, so we would just play the instrumental tracks. Furthermore, with only 3 group members, we had an increased shared workload than you would normally have, but there was nothing we could do about this, so we just worked more than you would normally have to. Unfortunately, we couldn't acquire the stage get-up we were looking for due to poor selection in charity shops. We balanced the workload between the different projects by setting aside time in advance to chip away at the different projects so we wouldn't get backed up. I believe the decision to play instrumental tracks during our performance will have a significant impact on the overall experience of both the performers and the audience. Without vocals, the focus will shift to the instrumental arrangements, highlighting the musician's skills and allowing the audience to listen to the subtleties of the music that they might have missed if the tracks had vocals. However, we did want vocals on the tracks initially.
The final outcome for our project was able to align with our original plans despite not being able to have the vocalist join us in the end for the performance. There's a little more to this whole process though, as during the project, plans changed and our goals adapted and shifted over time. We often had to re-evaluate what we were working towards and navigated this quite well as a group. One of the biggest examples of this was in one of the class sessions where we had a discussion with one of the tutors and we found out that we had more time than originally expected in our set. This meant that the project went from 1 to 2 original songs for Winter Live, and the length of the presentation was adjusted accordingly. There was a point where we decided to maximise the use with our time slot at Winter Live and deliver the presentation in a form with pre-recorded voiceovers so that we'd be able to set up whilst this was going on. In the end, despite the issues, challenges and changes that we faced, we are confident to say that we were still able to create the best project possible to align with what the brief required of us. This is something that we hope to continue into the performance that will follow this presentation.
Reflecting on the successes and areas for improvement, we recognise the importance of staying true to our sound and vision. While it was difficult to forgo vocals for the time being, we believed it was necessary to establish our identity as a group. However, we also acknowledge the need to continuously work on our songs to create good performances. As we prepare for the upcoming gig, we remain optimistic about the potential impact our music will have on the audience, while also recognising the areas we can further improve on in future performances. During our practice sessions, we noticed a few challenges while playing together that hindered the overall quality of our performance. Mainly, it's just that some of us weren't as clued up and rehearsed as the rest. It became clear that some of us needed to spend more time practicing the songs. Additionally, we realised that our timing and synchronisation could be improved, as there were moments where we were slightly offbeat. This highlighted the importance of practicing together as a group and ensuring that we were all on the same page musically. Moving forward, we plan to allocate more time for rehearsals and focus on tightening up our performance as a cohesive unit. With dedication and continued effort, we believe we can overcome these challenges and deliver even better performances in the future. One strategy for future product development and enhancement could be to seek feedback from our audience and fellow musicians. By getting input and constructive criticism, we can gain valuable insights into areas where we can improve and grow.